Hello, welcome to Tea with the President, an exciting Sunday evening segment where I get to sit down with President Naokimi Ushiroda and, share some tea. How are you, President Naokimi?
Hey, Yoshie, good to see you again.
Yeah, me too. So if you are joining us for the first time this week, this is an opportunity for us to have a casual conversation with you all. So if you have a question for either President Naokimi or myself, please feel free to write something in the comments and we'll, try to get to it. And we're also just gonna go over how this week went. Yeah. Also, this is the superhero edition.
Oh, that's right. Superhero.
Yeah.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. So President Naokimi, what was a highlight of this last week?
Highlight. Let's see. Probably. Well, I did have a nice kind of after the sermon today. I had a chance to go out with my family for there's a kind of a popular fried hot dog place near our place. Yeah, it's called Hiram's, and pretty popular. And we were able to eat outside, so that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and honestly, I do enjoy being able to. I kind of sleep in after morning devotion a little bit, but
I do that too. Every day.
So I've been enjoying that a little bit this week, just because the nights sometimes go late, and it's good to. I function best with a certain number of hours of sleep. Yeah. Okay,
so you feel like you got enough sleep this week? You're well rested and ready for the next week?
I don't know about enough. I don't think. Well, yeah, but anyway, satisfactory this week. Yeah, I would say.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad that you got to have a few days where you got to sleep in a little bit after morning devotion. Of course, still being fully present for morning devotion.
Let's not repeat that too many times publicly.
Well, here on Tea with the President, you get the real tea. So
that's right.
Yeah, so don't spread it around too much. But you can share this video if you would like.
Don't share too much, but you can share the video.
Don't share the contents, but share the video itself. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. I don't know.
That's right. They have to watch it themselves if they want to hear the tea.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and you got to spend some quality time with the family today.
Yeah, that was
nice.
Eat
good food. Sounds like.
And outside.
Outside. Oh yeah, today was really nice outside.
Nice day. Yeah. It was nice day.
What about a challenge of this week?
Well, that one's pretty obvious for me this week. Kind of shared a little bit on the Sunday sermon, but I got a barrage of emails from last Sunday, and it was very interesting because it was almost like a organized email campaign.
Wow.
Yeah, like I could sense that everyone who was writing me kind of was part of the same group of some sort.
Interesting.
So that was kind of. Yeah.
So there were like points that multiple emails seemed to hit about this topic.
Yeah, and I felt like I responded to each of them individually, but I could tell that there was a kind of like one of them was saying, yeah, I was one of those who were tasked to write you or something like that.
Interesting.
So I commend them on their coordination. I think this group has experience in I think working like campaigning with Washington DC, and I think a lot of them were from that area. So anyway, so that was interesting just to see that. But that was
Is it okay to ask what exactly it was that they were?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, anything. I mean,
So
this is
what
tea
were
with
they
the
responding?
president.
What specifically about the last one? Because actually somebody asked me separately after you mentioned it today. Like
Yeah.
what was it specifically that they were responding to in your sermon?
Yeah, so it was one sentence at the beginning of my last sermon where I talked about, I said the term America first, the concept of America first.
Okay.
And I said that we need to really not just think of America, but think of how we can serve the world. And that according to principle, you have to always have the whole purpose in mind if you want to thrive and succeed. So that's what I said.
I see.
Now, the America First is it's a very loaded concept, apparently. I mean, I heard of it before. I wasn't fully versed in the concept. And so what the group was upset about was that I kind of ignorantly misstated the America First concept, which is actually more about being, America being strong so that they can kind of impact the world.
I see.
And I was implying that America First was kind of a self-centered perspective in that one sentence.
Right.
Well, what surprised me was how much they read into that one line. And literally like pages and pages, and it just felt surreal. I had to kind of reflect on what was behind it. And anyway, one thought that occurred to me was that there's a lot of heart and investment that went into supporting Trump's victory last November. And I think there's a lot of pain and disappointment from the outcome of those results. Mm-hmm. So I felt like there was a little bit of projecting that kind of strain onto just generally leadership, because that, they felt like they're not being heard. So I did take some time to, again, wasn't what I wanted to spend my Saturday doing, but did some research and studied it a little bit more and responded to be more informed.
Yeah, and it sounds. I appreciated the time that you took to respond during the sermon as well. And I mean, me with absolutely no, context or research myself, I thought that your response was great.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I really wanted to find a way to encourage channeling that passion and energy that they have towards the current kind of primary priorities. So
right.
Because they have a lot of heart towards it. So I want to really channel it in a way that it can really contribute to the current providence directly.
Right. Yeah.
So that was my challenge this week.
That was a challenge.
Yes.
Well, way to digest, swallow, answer the emails, respond.
But I must say, I did get a lot of support emails today. So I just want to say thank you to all those who responded. They really appreciated, kind of like what you were saying, just how I dealt with the situation. And they also shared their own insights around it. So I really appreciated that. Yeah.
Did you get any responses from the people who you responded to earlier?
I haven't checked recently, so I'm not sure. I've kind of taken a break since giving the sermon. So I mean,
right, you went out for hot dogs.
Yeah. One full day of responding to emails was enough for the week.
Right. So. Got it. Okay. So then, what is a key development? Something that happened this week that you're excited about?
Well, this week I mentioned it last time, but I went to Chicago for the pastors.
You were in Chicago.
That's right. I was in Chicago, and then that was the first night, and I stayed there for a couple of days, and that was really, it was the first time out of traveling anywhere for the past year and 3 months or something like that. So that was new, it's just. I mean, everything, safety protocols, we followed them, masks, no shaking hands. All the meals were, boxed up and social distancing, I thought it was, it was meaningful. I mean, the most meaningful for me was just hearing the live testimonies of some of the pastors who experienced the 43-day. That was eye-opening and encouraging in terms of what we're focused on right now. And there was one inspiration that came out of that conference, which was that, if we were to either use UTS or some way to officially certify this kind of blessing process for pastors, then they could actually use that process or give it as an option for anyone who wants to get married through them. Then they could actually have and recommend the 43-day process as part of their, if you want to get married through me, then I can actually offer you the blessing package, and then you can, of course, you can choose not to, but if you do that, then you also get the certificate and so on and so forth.
Wow. Yeah.
And I felt like if we do that, then we can really, again, mainstream the blessing and make it something that's a very attractive option. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
So that insight or idea came up during that Chicago conference. So yeah, I think there's potential there.
Yeah. When I told one friend from college that I, was planning on attending seminary a few years ago, and she was like, "Oh, so that means that, you could officiate my wedding." She's like nowhere near, being in a relationship. Or anything, but yeah.
That's right. You can be certified. You'll be a reverend, and you can marry and encourage them to go through the 43-day. And there you go.
I won't be a reverend though. I'll have an MA. I can still get
close enough. Close enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
I wonder what is required to be able to officially be able to marry people.
I think you just have to do some sort of online course through the state that you're in. I mean, based on TV shows that I've watched. I'm sure there's a way. Yeah. If you want to be a reverend, then you have to get an MRE, which is different. But
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Anyway. So then, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't mind not having the reverend title. I'm fine
Go
with
straight for the doctorate.
No. I don't think I'll be doing that. I can barely keep up with one class right now. So.
Well, I mean, I think it might be okay. We're gonna go into a rabbit hole of UTS. It might be worth taking the few extra classes to get the reverend title. I think that it's not a whole lot more work after the MA, but I don't know.
Okay.
gotta get through this semester first.
Yeah. Gotta finish the MA.
Gotta make it to graduation. Yeah. Okay, so
I've been trying to get my Saturdays off, like I told you, but again, something always comes up, and it's been tough. But in any case.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy for me either, and I am not the president. I'm also not even full-time. I don't have kids.
A spouse.
And I'm hanging on by the skin of my teeth, I'm not even taking extra classes this semester. I just have to work on the thesis.
So yeah, it's challenging for sure.
I hope that I would really love to graduate with you, President Naokimi. So
yeah, that would be nice.
It would be nice. Yeah.
And I want to really get done. So I just literally have to disappear for 3 days.
Yeah.
And then I could do it all. But it's just hard to find the time. But
especially, I mean, for those of you who didn't know, President Naokimi and I started UTS at the same time too. And so we're a part of the same cohort of people who have taken the classes all together basically this whole time. So that would be really great to make it to graduation together.
Yeah, maybe I'll pretend to go to another conference that doesn't exist, and I'll be gone for a few days.
It's the UTS conference, the
Yeah.
very important secret UTS
I have to
conference.
go to a UTS conference approved by Dr. Ward.
Yeah.
So sorry, guys, I won't be available for 3 days. I mean, I've been doing it for the last week and then this week, so maybe people won't notice. Just go one more week where I'm not available.
Yeah.
On Monday and Tuesday. That might be good.
Well, anyway, good luck. Good luck with
and
that.
there was one more exciting development, and that was I hosted our first Holy community meeting with members. So I've been meeting with my Trinity for some time, just discussing what should we do, so on and so forth. And finally, we launched our first. It's the Holy Canaanites. That's the name of our group. And we met, and I gave a talk on the power of purpose. And then Justin gave like a personal testimony of why he does what he does. And it's a pretty, compact but really engaging program. It's for all second generation. No, not just second generation. Any young leader under age 43 who has a public mission. That's the target audience. But it's kind of invite only, where it's the Trinity invites 3, and then they can invite 3, something like that.
Wow.
So people that they know that are in public mission, something like that, and are under age 43. So anyway, we had like 8 people last time, and I think it'll naturally grow from there. But it went really well, I thought. And although it's one more thing for me to do, I found myself like enjoying like preparing for that program. So so that was good.
That's the point of these online holy communities, aren't they? It's kind of to do the thing that you you find engaging yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, and you want to base it on what the overall direction is still the same. It's like principal education, blessing, and multiply. But in terms of who you feel connected with, you get to choose who you're reaching out to. So it's all about the relationship of heart. So that's the cool part.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was good. Yeah, I was glad we were able to do that.
So 2 big developments this week.
Yeah.
The Chicago Summit and your first online holy community meeting with actual participants.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice. Okay. So Miwa wants to know if anybody wants her in their Trinity.
Well, you look very young. How old are you, Miwa?
Well, while we give Miwa a chance to answer, let's talk about superpowers.
Okay.
Okay, so a little bit of background information for those of you who didn't see the great ad that I posted.
You should show them on the screen now.
Okay, Miwa says that she's 22.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. Okay. Well, this is what I got. So President Naokimi took some headshots, and some of them were really great.
Oh my goodness.
But one in particular was looking for, clearly asking for a superhero cape.
Superhero cape, yeah. Superhero cape shot.
Yeah. So I did what the photo was asking of me.
This is Yoshie's Photoshop skills working at work.
And then, clearly I'm such a pro at Photoshop. Also, it was really hard to find a free image of a cape online. Anyway.
You did great, Yoshie.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Definitely better than I
really
did.
But then I had this really great image, and I was like, well, I would love to use it. Can I please use it, President Naokimi, for Tea with the President? And he said, should we talk about superpowers? So let's talk about superpowers.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Okay, so I think I have 2 questions.
Okay.
What, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I think what one of my things that I value most is time. So if I could choose a superpower, if I could pause time.
Ooh.
That to me would be an amazing power. Yeah, and my pet peeve is, one of my pet peeves, my worst pet peeve is, do you remember?
Yeah, when somebody kind of disrespects your time by like.
Well, yeah, that was what I was gonna get to, but my worst one is the wet socks. Wet socks, I hate. But the second pet peeve is the wasting time. So, not just when other people, but even with myself. Like if I find myself, wasting time, it kind of irks me. But yeah, so time. If I can pause time, that would be my superpower. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so my second question is, what is your superpower?
Oh, what is my superpower? Good thing I've already researched that. No. Well, I think, one thing I know, I talked about it in the Holy Canaanite meeting, but I have a knack for making things clear, like a clarity of purpose. Like I can decipher relatively quickly what is the main point of anything, and also be able to articulate and define a purpose. And I feel like this power of clarity is really useful to organize and kind of gather, kind of organize people and organize projects, is really this sense of purpose. Okay. How about you, Yoshie? What would you say is your superpower? Gotta throw it right back at you.
Yeah. Like you'd think that I was expecting this. I was partially expecting it. I don't know if it's like my one and only superpower, but I am very like sensitive and aware of people and their energies in a room. And I believe that I'm good at like harmonizing among people. Yeah.
Got it. So you're a harmonizer.
I'm a harmonizer. And I pay attention to people. Yeah.
That's a very valuable skill and power.
Yeah.
So we'll just send you to places of conflict and then it'll be harmonized.
Yeah. Just kind of stand there in my superhero pose.
Go, Yoshie. And then everyone starts to harmonize.
World peace through
Yes.
Yoshie.
Just gotta send Yoshie wherever, and then harmony will follow. Yeah. No, I think everyone, and I think that's also what I'm going to be covering in my kind of online holy community, is every week we're going to have a leadership skill. And one of the main points I'm going to emphasize is identifying your unique leadership based on your strengths and passions. So when you lead in that way, then it becomes effortless and you make the most impact with the least amount of stress. So it's like a perfect scenario. You want to get into that kind of zone.
Yeah. I'd say there are other, like, I don't know if they're superhuman, but I've got other things, you know.
No, absolutely.
That's probably the thing, you know, when I'm asked, it's the thing that I feel stands out about me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think we all do. And the more you hone in on those strengths and passions, that's when it starts to shine and become a superpower.
Mhm.
So there's a few more under my belt, but maybe at future sessions I can review.
Right. I feel like I accidentally just got coached a little. It's bound to happen.
Maybe.
Let's see. We got about 5 minutes left. Maybe we can quickly go through some of the comments from Sunday service.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
I think there were only a handful, and this time you ordered them in the reverse order time-wise.
Yeah. I usually remember to just
flip them.
Sort them A to Z. Today I didn't. So does that mean that yes, I'll flip them now. Done.
Cool.
Okay. Uncle Bob Monsieur said, President Naokimi, I deeply respect your unifying godly message. I know of no political leaders that urge us to deeply pray and seek God's viewpoint. The knee-jerk reaction, inevitably, is to engage in pointless, self-centered, and emotion-centered argumentation.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. Kind of caught the main gist of that first, opening message that I shared, kind of recapping last week. So, yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge Bob for catching that.
Yeah. And then Romina said, when the love for my spouse comes from my love for God, then our relationship is so deep and we feel so connected to the core that we feel empowered in an amazing way.
Yeah, that moved me. Thank you, Romina, for that comment. I felt like she was really expressing the point of today's message, which was really about through that 43-day process where really can strengthen our relationship centered on God's viewpoint towards your spouse. So that's that. She kind of caught that. So I acknowledge that.
Speaking of superheroes.
Yeah, she's been highlighted a few times.
I don't know her. I don't think I've ever met her in person, but she was one of the reflection people a couple of weeks ago.
That's right.
And wow, I was blown away by her.
Yeah. She shared her testimony, her blessing testimony, and I was like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And Uncle Greg, who's also watching here live on Facebook, said, Naokimi is an excellent leader. He's very clear and solid. He is not trying to convince anyone. He is telling it like it is. Truth. Divine Principle is not only a religious text, it is the owner's manual for life.
True. Thank you, Greg. I was feeling a need for a few acknowledgments, and thank you, Greg, for providing that.
After your Saturday.
But the point about principle really being a guidebook for life, I really believe that to be true, and really it's some powerful stuff and really useful. So we should be proud of it and be happy to share it with others.
Mm-hmm. And then Diane Hack says, "Gotta love the Liverpool lads."
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh my goodness! When I saw the Liverpool lads, I was so excited. I was like, and then how he arranged it, it was amazing.
Yeah.
About Zoom, unmuting, and having 4 names. Oh my gosh, it was brilliant.
I really want him to become YouTube famous. I think he can. I want to see a TikTok montage or something of what did you do during quarantine, and it's just Peter being the Liverpool lads anyway.
Yeah, it was amazing. I just couldn't help smiling and laughing just watching that. So it's a great way to end National Family Service.
Yeah. Okay, and very finally, last question for you today. What are you looking forward to this week?
Well, I'm going to DC for the next Pastor Summit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I might be going to all of them just because I feel like I need to represent Dr. Young. Yeah, so there goes my free Saturday. Anyway, but the other thing is this Saturday is going to be the annual kind of cosmic blessing.
Yeah.
And although I don't have a active role in it, that's when, you know, we'll have new couples that get blessed in marriage, and I think it's always beautiful to see. So I'm curious to see the pictures, and I know they're going to have a beautiful production as well. So
Yeah.
I'm actually, although I don't like sitting in front of videos for hours on end, part of me is looking forward to participating in that this Saturday.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I will participate, but I have some, friends who are participating, who are getting blessed, and so yeah, excited that that's happening for them. Looking forward to participating in one way or another. Yeah.
It'll be beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Uncle Greg says our prayers are with you as you travel to various places.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that is all the time that we have for this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us, for talking about superpowers with us, and President Naokimi for letting me use that photo.
You asked.
I did. I really wanted to make sure that it was okay.
Wanted you to be able to express your creative energy.
Well, I got a lot of joy from being able to do that, and I think, on Facebook that image got more than 100 likes. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. You should do it more often then.
Yeah. Okay. So again, thank you, President Naokimi, for joining. Thank you, viewers, for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. Have a great week.
God bless you.
Until next time at Tea with President.
Bye.
Bye.